Theme song. I got a theme song. It's my theme song. Yeah.
Hello again, YouTube. Hang on, I want to try something. Previously on Daniel Read Shit. He opened Castle Wall. Annabeth has prodded you. Prod her back. If we're talking about titles, you should probably know they don't call me Jeffrey the Enormous for no reason either. Raffle. Sure. Blame Freud. Darkness fell, and he looked forward to his trousers following suit. Tonight I am not but your whore. His eyes nearly doubled in size, and so did the bulge in his trousers. I'll show you boning. I've bloody well shagged the queen. Once they began making eye contact, Anna, with an H. Annabeth is Batman. Today I'm drinking Mountain Dew because I'm really fucking tired. And if I drink alcohol, I'll fall asleep, and I have shit to do today, so I can't do that. So, let's just hop right in it, because I have shit to do, and I can't do this for very long. We're on Chapter 3. Chapter 3. It's a boy. Summer was turning to fall, and Jeffrey knew his next scheduled encounter with Annabeth was quickly approaching. Just days before, the king bounded toward Jeffrey with a jovial grin spread across his face. He stood with his chest puffed out, and his hands proudly at his hips. "I bring good tidings," declared the king. I don't even remember the king's voice. Fuck the king. "Do tell," Jeffrey said, hoping he knew what was coming and trying to hide a smile. "My queen is finally with child. You doubted my methods, but I knew I would prevail victorious." "Good tidings indeed." Jeffrey had no need to feign his joy nor his surprise. Why is he surprised? He knew this was coming. What? Though he had always expected to hear the news from Annabeth first, he was still incredibly excited. "I'm terribly sorry for ever having doubted you, my liege." He bowed respectfully. "Yes, well, I probably shouldn't have expected quite so much from you. As a mere servant, you can't possibly be expected to know everything." Jeffrey withheld the nagging urge to roll his eyes at the bird-brained king. "The castle will be a rather different place in some 8 months, I suspect." "Oh dear, no. Much sooner than that. My wife is nearly 4 months along already." "Pardon me?" Jeffrey asked, bewildered by the revelation and fighting the anger swelling inside him. "Indeed. My prayers were answered shortly after I spoke to you about our struggles. I suppose I should never have doubted my faith." Wishing to speak to Annabeth as soon as possible, Jeffrey quickly agreed. "Obviously, your majesty. Might I go congratulate the queen?" "By all means. Off with you." Jeffrey lumbered off on a semi-frantic search for Annabeth and found her sitting quietly on a window seat, staring out into the courtyard below. She turned, smiling as she heard him approach, knowing from the sound it could be no one else. She stood to greet him and looked around cautiously before planting a quick kiss on her lover's lips. He graciously accepted, knowing it would likely be their very last. Jeffrey feigned ignorance, testing the woman he had come to love. "Another chance is nigh upon us once again, is it not?" "Indeed it is." "I fear I'm falling for you, Anna." He calls her Anna with an H now. "I had hoped to hasten the conception of your heir, yet we seem to be losing this battle, and not for lack of trying." "Dear, sweet man, speak not of such things. I appreciate your concern, but my faith is strong. One day my prince will come." She did the thing which they say the title. but it's in a book. And yeah, she did it. She did the thing. Jeffrey closed his eyes and inhaled deeply, disappointment and rage equally overtaking him. Are you sure about that? The Queen's eyes darted nervously away when she answered, Yes? The King informed me of your condition, and its advanced stage. Her gaze dropped to the floor. Oh, I see. Why have you lied to me for so long? He begged, fighting an overwhelming urge to punch the nearest wall. Did you really think I wouldn't find out? Even when I offered you the opportunity to tell me yourself, you continued the ruse. Annabeth hesitated. I suppose I just didn't want it to end. Jeffrey shook his head, appalled at how little she still trusted him. You know it wouldn't have ended, Anna. You know it wasn't for that, for me. Not anymore. I thought if you'd known, I'd gladly have spent an eternity in your arms without so much as you even needing to ask. You must know how I feel. She looked at him again, hope in her eyes. So we can still... Not now. Not like this. Jeffrey made a habit of keeping people at arm's length. Thanks for telling us that after you just showed us that. Good writing. He knew caring about others could get messy. Still, he had never been so furious before. But you said, I was fine with adultery. I have loved to carry on with you forever. I cared so much for you, like I never cared for another, yet you didn't even trust me enough to tell me the truth? Lying is one thing. In fact, it's great. But lying to me? Your deceit simply pushed me too far, and you poisoned my heart. Who says that? You poisoned my... Who says that? Who says that? I'm sorry, but that's where I draw the line. Adultery's okay, kids, just don't lie. I told you it would stop when I said so, and not a moment sooner, she insisted, pretending his words didn't ache through her soul. That was before. It's too late for any of that now.
It's too late to apologize. It's too late.
He was taken aback she could even suggest such things. I can't be with you after everything. I can't even stay here. What the hell, man? Like, this is, like, not a proportional reaction to the events that have occurred. It's, like, really overdramatic. You poisoned my soul, or what was it? Poisoned my heart. You poisoned my heart. You still live under my rule. I'm still your queen. Please? She pleaded, desperation clouding her sense of self-respect. Oh, good. So, you know, women, they always lose their self-respect when they love a man. It's the natural order of things. Jeffrey looked away, crossing his arms. The look of pain on her beautiful face was more than he could bear. You are not my queen. You are nothing to me anymore. I wish to be released from my duties. Internally, she felt like she'd taken a knife to the heart, while on the outside, she merely scoffed at his request. You know I can't do that. Unless you want your... How did you put it? Idiot king? Yeah, that was it. Unless you want your idiot king to know how this child came to be, you can and will release me. He glared at her, his eyes, which had once looked upon her so adoringly, now cold. Her face contorted in absolute rage. Fine! Get out! It's a lot of mood swings. I don't know. So, I guess this is supposed to be dramatic, but it just feels like I'm watching a soap opera. He smiled smugly, refusing to let her see him writhe in agony. God, can this get more cliché? Wait, I shouldn't ask that, I'll jinx myself. He turned to leave, but stopped. One last thing. Get this bloody fucking ball and chain off my ankle, will you? Annabelle stormed off and came back carrying a small key. She knelt, hesitantly unlocking the cuff on Jeffrey's ankle, knowing it was the last time she might ever see him. Touch him. There. Now take your freedom and go, she shouted, her voice catching. Jeffrey skipped out of the castle, just for show, hoping to twist the knife a bit deeper, much the way Annabeth had done by lying to him. He knew it was hypocritical to protest her deception toward him when they had colluded to deceive the king, but it felt like a deeply personal betrayal. He loved her, but it suddenly seemed obvious she didn't share his feelings, as he had once believed. So I didn't mention it when I read it because I was really hoping the next couple of sentences would explain, but Jeffrey had a ball and chain shackled to his ankle. That's it. He had a ball and chain shackled. That's all we got. He had a ball and chain shackled to his ankle. No reason.
And it's too